If you want to screw up your opportunities to book appointment selling insurance, then do not do what this agent is about to do. So let's jump right into this. This is an audio that was sent from me from somebody on my email list. He's been struggling to try to set appointments to sell mortgage protection. I haven't listened to the audio yet. I'm going to listen to it and at certain intervals critique it and try to help this agent out while simultaneously helping you figure out how to best set appointments with the most success rate possible. So let's listen to the call.
Hello.
Hello, William.
Yes, who's this?
So here's the first problem. The thing I don't like doing when I'm making an outbound call to any kind of lead is to ask if this is the person I'm trying to speak to. So if, for example, when this agent says, "Hello, William," he's asking a question that solicits that person to answer. And the problem with stating that is that the person probably suspects that it's a telemarketer, which puts them in the mindset of being a little bit more difficult to deal with. What's the solution? Just assume it's who you're talking to. For example, if this lead states a man's name and a man answers, I'm just going to assume it's William. So the script would sound something like this. "Hey, William, this is David Duford getting back to you," and then so on and so forth. But the point is, I don't ask to confirm it's William because I assume that it is because a dude answered.
Hi, William. My name is Burton, and I'm calling you from the Mortgage Protection Center at Financial.
Advice for Burton: slow down your script. You're talking too fast and you're a little mumbly in your voice. Your client can be watching Jerry Springer. Your client could be on the toilet. Your client could be in the kitchen cooking. They could be distracted by something other than what you're saying. And when you don't have presence on the phone, you don't speak up, slow down, and accentuate what you say, people are going to miss what you're saying, get confused. Also, I like to announce my first and last name. I think if you just say, "Hey, it's Dave from ABC Insurance Company," it's going to sound a little bit off-putting. Say your first and last name, and I would also drop mentioning the insurance company. Our clients are looking for reasons to hang up the phone, and when you say that magic word, insurance, the critical thinking functions of our client shuts down. The client thinks we're going to sell them, and they get closer and closer to just hanging up the phone. So instead, it should sound something like this. "Hey, William, this is David Duford giving you a call back," and then proceed from there.
And you fill out a form requesting information about mortgage protection?
Now, that sounded fine except for one point. You filled out a form requesting information on our mortgage protection program. The problem he's doing, and this is something I hear a lot in different agent scripting, is they inflect upwards on inappropriate words. You see, when you're not in front of the prospect and you're talking to them and you say something like this, what does that sound like to you? It sounded like I was asking a question, just like I did right there. And when you inflect upwards on the phone, it causes the other person to start answering what they thought was a question. So the solution to that is to not say words as questions, but to say them as statements. Again, we don't want to purposely ask actual questions, but also inadvertently ask questions based off of inflection. Our goal is to get through the entirety of the script, not have the client interrupt, but only ask the question at the end, whether we're booking an appointment or getting into a telesales call. Any offer to get them involved earlier is going to cause you to lose momentum, get frustrated, and not book the appointment or get into the presentation.
Have you found coverage yet, or are you working with somebody?
So have you found coverage yet, or have you found somebody to work with? This is not anything that you want to say in the conversation. This gets you into a sales pitch. The problem with selling too soon in a presentation on the phone, or selling the product when you should be selling the appointment, is that your client doesn't know who you are. You're a complete stranger to them. I mean, think about it. Why would they want to give you any pertinent or personal information when they have no idea who you are or why you're calling? So before you start pitching product, sell the appointment, then start to build some rapport with them. Ask them some pre-qualifying questions. And it's only at that point that you have the right to start pitching the product, because you have a client who has an open mind and will be willing to listen to you. And another side note, I asked Bert here, so what is the purpose of you calling in the first place? What do you want to happen at the conclusion of the call? And what Bert told me, he's trying to set an appointment to go see this person later, either virtually or in person. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care if somebody has taken out a policy or not when I go book an appointment to see somebody later. I mean, why does it matter? Maybe they got a plan plan that's overpriced and I can replace it. And anyways, asking that question kind of gives ammo to the prospect to decline you for an appointment because they already have it and is already taken care of it. Remember, the purpose of setting an appointment is to sell not the product, but to sell the appointment. Don't take time to ask questions about the product itself. Take time to sell to the prospect that the process is easy. It only takes a few minutes. Then I'll be out of your hair, and that there's no obligation whatsoever. And then use your appointment setting strategies to then get into the home virtually or in person to then build that rapport, then build that pre-qualification, and then win their trust to sell them.
No, I'm good. I'm fine. I don't need anything like that right now.
And I think the reason the client is saying this because I think frankly Bert doesn't have the presence on the phone necessary to win the confidence from the client. Plus, we're making this complicated and people tend to be shorter attention span on the phone and get to the point a little bit more. And again, we're not aligning what our goals are to set an appointment in the future with what we're saying on the phone. And it sounds like Bert's getting into a sales call. So did you take care of this? What are you doing? You working with anybody? That's not required to set an appointment. So again, what I would ask Bert is, if your goal is to set an appointment, don't talk about the product, don't sell them per se, but sell them on seeing you, to just receive the information, to just learn about what it is, and to have no obligation or long time commitment to do so.
Appreciate the call.
Before you hang up, sir, just let me ask you a question. What do you have in place to protect your family against financial hardship if something should happen to you?
And so now we have entered not the selling the appointment phase of this conversation, but the downward spiral of selling the product without you of building a relationship with the prospect. So what comes after this part is all just going to be falling on deaf ears because the client feels like they're going to be obligated or they're going to be sold because you're talking about products. And now Bert's talking about what do you have in place? We have no relationship with this person. And so it's just a proverbial circling of the bowl at this point. And it's going to be hard to really offer any advice because we've gone too far. We haven't aligned ourselves with the ultimate objective, which is setting the appointment to then talk about the product.
What do I have for what?
I was asking, what do you have in place to protect your family in case you pass away, unfortunately, and protect your family from financial hardship?
I got my house.
Again, who knows what's going on here? Does the client get it? Do they not? He's getting irritated because he doesn't quite know why the dude's calling. He doesn't know what it's about. He's getting short, just losing any opportunity here. It's pretty much gone, frankly.
Okay, but is your house paid off, sir? Because I see a mortgage for $215,000.
Yeah, I owe $215,000. It's worth a whole lot more.
Okay, so but you want to pass that? God forbid, you don't pay it off in time. I'm just saying, do you want to pass it along?
You know what? I'm busy right now. I don't have time.
And that's basically what happens. So what script would I give instead to Bert to actually get somewhere and progress this appointment opportunity? Here's the script. Hey, William, this is David Duford. I'm getting back to you about some information you requested through the mail about our new mortgage protection program designed to cover your house. And the reason I'm calling is because it's my job to deliver this information that you requested. Just takes a few minutes for me to get it to you, and wondered if you're going to be free tomorrow at 10 o'clock or does 2 work better? Notice my script. I didn't talk about what coverage he has. I didn't start to sell him anything. I just spent time trying to get my foot in the door so that I could create a relationship with this guy and then hopefully have the best opportunity to make the sale. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why sales training is so important. There are so many organizations that mass recruit that don't even have the basics in place to train their agents and how to appropriately work their leads. Frankly, there are so many agencies out there who aren't so much concerned about you selling successfully, but then recruiting your recruits to recruit people, plus buying their age, worn out, dirty old leads that are crap, that are pennies on the dollar that they resell for $10+ and making millions of dollars a week off of those. You got to spend time finding an agency that will actually train you the proper script to book appointments and to sell, no matter if you're selling mortgage protection or anything else. And being totally honest here, this is the outcome that you may experience if you don't join the right agency. I'm serious. serious. The training in a lot of these organizations suck, and you got to do the due diligence to make sure you're finding the best agency. So Bert, I hope this helps you out. Hopefully I wasn't too harsh, but hopefully that new script will give you some guidance. And for those of you in mortgage protection struggling with this kind of stuff, this is, again, fundamental stuff that will absolutely help if you just put it into place. And I hope you can see why this particular script Bert's working just doesn't work. Learn more about joining DeFord Insurance Group at daviddeford.com. You'll learn more about how you can join my agency to sell final expense Medicare annuities or ACA, and get free multi-hour courses on sales and marketing for final expense Medicare annuities and ACA with no cost whatsoever to learn how to master each of these products and their marketing strategies.